Come into this place of peace and let its silence heal your soul. Actually, heal your spirit, both of them. Come into this place of memory and let its history warm your soul. Come into this place of prophecy and power and let its vision open your heart. My name is Nancy Watson, and I am your worship associate this morning. I am a member of this congregation and currently serve as one of the worship associates, an usher, I'm a kitchen helper, and I am the organizer of the Pomona Road Cleanup. Today is our annual Stewardship Sunday worship service led by Karen York. Video of today's service will be available on our YouTube channel later today. To those gathered live on Facebook, we welcome your comments as well as your joys and sorrows on that platform. Please remember that this video will be on the internet, so do not share information best kept private. There are a few announcements this week. Please consider bringing food donations for the Eastern Service Workers Association. They are in urgent need of food donations for the community they support. Also, they need blankets and any type of warm coverings. Please see Marty Kish if you are interested in helping the security team. People are needed to monitor the front doors during the worship services. UUC SJS will host a discussion at the end of the month for this year's UUA Common Read, Social Change, now written by Deepa Iyer. See Jessica Dunn Sofanoff for books to borrow or to purchase your own copy. Finally, mark your calendars for 2 exciting events happening this week. This Friday, March 13th, is our monthly Greenlight Coffee House open mic night, and that starts at 7 p.m. Doors are open at 6:30. And on Saturday, March 14th, the Full Moon Theater Company will be performing love letters right here in the sanctuary. See your Sunday email for more information and to purchase tickets. Join us next Sunday for Do You See What I See? Presented by guest minister Reverend Charlie Dietrich, a service inspired by Ram Dass and Paul Gorman that will ask us how hearts can grow. How can we find common ground? Welcome to worship.
I am going to invert the prelude and the postlude. So I'm going to invite the choir to come and join me on this song. If you know this song, you're very welcome to sing along. I am channeling springtime this morning with my apricot-colored top. It's going to get so nice and warm, and it might look gray and cloudy out there, but the sun is shining up above. When I wake up in the morning, love, the sun will catch my eye. Something without warning, love, lays heavy on my mind. Then I look at you, and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely, lovely day, 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 lovely day. When the day that lies ahead of me seems impossible impossible to face. Someone else instead of me always seems to know the way. Then I look at you and the world's all right with me. Just one look at you and you and you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely, lovely day, 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 a lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. Lovely day, lovely day, lovely day. It's a lovely day.
Welcome into this place of healing. Welcome into this place of challenge and of growth. Welcome into this place of imperfection and aspiration. Here you are whole. Here you are holy. Here you are wholly loved. And our chalice lighter today is Maxine Blumenfield.
Blumenthal. Blumenthal.
Please join me in reading the chalice lighting words. Here within these walls, here in this community of love and justice, we pause in our busy lives to consider what is worthy of our deepest yearnings. Just as we are, may we be the beloved community. Now rise in body or spirit and sing our gathering hymn. We are. The lyrics will be shown on the screens in front of the sanctuary.
For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God, our mothers of courage and fathers of time. We are daughters of dust and the sons of great visions. We're sisters of mercy and brothers of love. We are lovers of life and the builders of nations. We're seekers of truth and keepers of faith. We are makers of peace and the wisdom of ages. We are our grandmother's prayers, and we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are the breath of our ancestors. We are the Spirit of God. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. For each child that's born, a morning star rises and sings to the universe who we are. We are one.
So the story I have for you this morning is one I'm pretty sure you've all heard before, but it's a good one. It's called Stone Soup. Once upon a time, there was a small village. The people of this village didn't like sharing their things with others, as they had very little. They would lock their doors and windows tight and keep the little provisions they had for themselves. One day, a visitor passed through the village. He was hungry and exhausted from his long journey. He stopped at the first house he could see and knocked on the door, hoping to get some food. The woman inside cracked open the door a little bit and asked, "Who are you?" "I am a traveler, and I was passing through your village. I'm tired and hungry. Can I please have something to eat?" "Go away. We hardly have any food here," replied the woman. "I doubt you'll find anyone here who has food to spare. We're all poor," said the woman. After this, she slammed the door. The traveler, though, was not ready to give up and picked up a large stone from the ground and knocked again on the woman's door. The lady came to the door again and opened it halfway. "What do you want now?" asked the woman. "Since you're poor like me, maybe you'd like to have some of my stone soup. It's delicious and filling." "Stone soup, you say?" laughed the woman as she saw the stone in the traveler's hand. "You can't make soup from a stone." To that, the traveler replied, "Yes, you can. I've done it before." The woman didn't believe him, as she had never seen someone make soup from stones before. But she was hungry too, so she invited him in. She lit the fire and placed a kettle of water on top and opened the windows to let the heat out. The traveler placed the stones in the water until it began to boil. Then he took a sip of the hot liquid and said, "It is almost done. But if you had just a little salt and butter, it would taste much better." The woman went to her cupboard and returned with salt and butter. As the traveler was adding them to the stone soup, the woman's husband returned home with carrots and potatoes in his hand. "What are you cooking?" he asked. "Stone soup," replied the traveler and the woman. The man couldn't believe this and thought that it was impossible to make soup from a stone. "It's almost finished," said the traveler as he tasted another spoonful of the soup. "But it would taste much better if we added some carrots and potatoes." The traveler was also hungry, but he waited and waited, and the husband thought about it, and he agreed and added some carrots and potatoes to the stone soup. Soon the smell of the soup drifted out the open window and down the lane. A neighbor, who usually stayed inside, wandered out and followed the smell all the way to the first house. There he heard the woman, her husband, and the traveler talking about the stone soup. "Is the stone soup ready now?" the woman and her husband asked the traveler. "Yes, but it could be much better if we had some turnips and beans." "I have some!" yelled the neighbor who was watching them through the window. Rude. The neighbor was curious to taste the soup made of stones, so he returned with turnips and beans. He poured it into the pot, and the smell of the soup drifted further into the village. Word of a traveler making soup out of a stone drew the villagers out of their houses and toward the woman's house. They all followed the smell. "Is the stone soup ready yet?" asked the villagers when they came to the window. "Yes, but I remember having stone soup with some fresh chicken and broth," replied the traveler. "Ooh, I have chicken," said a farmer, and they ran home to get some. "I have broth," exclaimed another villager who ran to fetch it. They both came and placed the items into the pot. But by this moment, the pot was full to the brim with goodness. The traveler tried another sip of the soup. Perfect, he exclaimed. Then he began to serve a bowl of stone soup to every villager. It's delicious, said the villagers. Where can we get this magic stone? Asked some. The traveler shook his head and pulled the stone out of the soup. The villagers realized that it was just a normal stone, and the flavor of the soup came from all the ingredients and not the stone. The traveler drank what was left of the soup and continued with his journey. And the villagers realized the importance of sharing, and from that day on, they shared with one another and lived happily ever after. We now invite all the young people present or those young at heart to join us in our RE Learning Lab, where we will chat, create, play games. We will meet in the foyer just outside the sanctuary doors. But before we do that, we'll light our religious education lantern. We light this lantern for our children and youth. Oh, wait, we don't, because I forgot to put it. We will light the lantern of our hearts, because I think I left it out in the foyer.
And your flame is strong.
That's right. So, everyone imagine the lantern of your heart. And we will light it for our children and youth, celebrating the flame of faith lighted in each of us, honoring the light each of us brings into the world, rejoicing in the community that we create together.
We hold you in our love as you go, as you go. May your heart be at peace as you go. To nurture the spark of your precious light. We hold you in our love as you
A book is provided in the foyer in which you are invited to write whatever joys and sorrows you have as you enter. I will now read what you have shared. March 8th. Happy birthday, Rick! Last night's community circle dinner was so much fun. The company and conversation were entertaining. It was great getting to know everyone a little bit more. Colette. The warmth of this community was felt and appreciated last night. What a great way to celebrate circle dinners. I'd also like to acknowledge Helen and Paul for giving me shelter when the storm knocked out my electricity. They are a gift in my life. Marcy. My joy. Gina wants to invite all the party people to her Friday night gig at Tropicana, 6 to 9 p.m. Inside Gin Riskies.
Oh, I like that better. Now, Gin Rickies. I like Riskies. Or Friskies. I just want to say, it's an early gig. I'm so delighted. 6 to 9. And it's literally down the street from where I live. So I'll be walking with my hand truck and all my equipment. And my daughters are coming. It's going to be fun. If anybody's around. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Let us share a quiet time together to reflect on our week. During the musical interlude, you may come forward and place a pebble in the water to acknowledge a personal joy or sorrow. Let us be in the spirit of prayer. Blessed and holy creation, universe of wonder, mystery beyond definition. We share today our joys and sorrows, listening deeply to the things that cause us to weep or worry, and lifting our hearts as one at those things we would celebrate together. Our hearts are touched by this shared ritual, and we are connected. We pray for those who are apart from us, whether by distance, time, or conflict, unresolved. We pray to those who thirst, whether for water, dignity, or justice. We pray for those who are in danger and who yearn for safety. We pray for our small, blue, fragile planet. Amen. We will now take a moment to give and receive the morning offering. In a moment, the ushers will come forward to pass the offertory baskets among those who are in attendance. If this is your first time visiting us, you may let the basket pass, as your presence is gift enough. You can also text a donation to 669-293-4495, or for those who are participating online, please visit uucsjs.org and click on the yellow donate button for ways to donate. Each week, we see a small and sometimes great miracle happen as people open their hearts and share their resources with this community of spiritual growth. No matter how you support us, we appreciate you and your generous heart. After all, your donation is what keeps us going, and no matter how those gifts are offered, they are always most gratefully received. The ushers will now accept this morning's offering.
Good morning. My name is Karen York, and I'm a longtime member of the congregation. And today marks the beginning of our spring stewardship drive. We do this every year, and it'll be familiar to those of you who've been in the congregation before, and maybe new for those of you who are new to the congregation or new to Unitarian Universalism. Stewardship is a practical matter. It assists us in planning for our future. It's a reflection of our shared values of generosity, interdependence, and equity. I use the word stewardship because of this shared commitment to the congregation. We are all stewards of the congregation. We all contribute to the congregation, and we all get to vote. Members of the congregation get to vote on how to spend the money that we have. It's voluntary generosity in all of its forms that makes what happens here on Sunday morning happen. It's how we coordinate and organize and cultivate resilience to make a difference in the world outside of this building, and also how we put on the whole Sunday service gig every Sunday. The Time for All Ages story of making stone soup is a metaphor for how stewardship works in Unitarian Universalism. It's, for those of you who, again, have been around for a while, that's a very familiar story, but for those who are new, people are often puzzled when, those of us who have been around for a while start talking about pledges and stewardship and all that stuff. Every Sunday you hear that 80% of the financial support of this congregation comes from members and friends, and that is true. And that support comes from the people in this room and the people watching online. For the next several weeks, you'll be hearing about our stewardship drive and the goal that we've set for this year, I've set for this year, is $170,000 in financial commitments to help fund next year's budget. Starts in July, so don't get anxious yet. We have plenty of time. We do this each spring so that we can plan for next year's budget, so we can plan the year ahead. All right. So that's some of the basics. We have some materials to assist you in understanding more about the pledge drive and to help you in making your pledge. And I'm just going to show you those now. And just to let you know that they're around and kind of what they look like. I want to thank Diana for helping me to produce these materials. We have a little brochure, we call it the case statement, and in it, it tells you some information about how much to give and why to give and what does our budget look like at this point, and that will change depending on the results of the stewardship drive. It also says, what's on our minds about the year ahead and the budget. So that's our case statement. And Diana has some of those if you want to check with her after the service, or I put a few of them out on the table that, I don't know what to call this table, the overflow table near the suggestion box. There's some of these brochures as well. Inside the brochure, this was Diana's brilliance, there's a QR code that if you scan that will take you to a electronic pledge card, and you can just type in your information and make your pledge online. So that is also useful to know. For other folks, we have a paper pledge card, and you just fill that out. The idea is that we want you to reflect on what you can give, your situation, your financial situation, your comfort level with giving, and if possible, to make a pledge in advance so that we can use that information to plan the budget. If we, it helps us to know what our income is going to be for planning the budget. But it's a personal choice and it's private. You're going to fill out that pledge card, give an amount. There's a little piece you can tear off to keep a note for yourself. Put it in an envelope and with your name on it, and then turn it back to me or Diana or Marcia, and we'll tally that up. And we're always focusing on the total that the community can bring to the stewardship drive. It's just like this metaphor of stone soup. We're all putting in the carrots and the potatoes and the turnips and whatever we have to give to contribute to the community. All right. Just check my notes, make sure I said everything I needed to say there. Okay. So I said that stewardship is living out our values, the values of generosity, interdependence, and equity. Some statements around those values are that those values guide us to cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope, to honor the interdependent web and acknowledge our place in it, to recognize that we are in an interdependent relationship with each other, and that every person is inherently worthy and has the right to flourish with dignity, love, and compassion. When I think about generosity and stewardship, I'm also often drawn to the writings of Robin Wall Kimmerer. She's an author, a professor of environmental biology, a student of the natural world, and a member of the Potawatomi Nation. She describes our interdependence with nature, and I would add with each other, as a reciprocal relationship. And understand that she includes all of nature as our kin. Including the rocks and the streams and all beyond, not just the animals, plants and the animals, but those two. She writes, each person, human or no, is bound to every other in a reciprocal relationship. Just as beings have a duty to me, I have a duty to them. If an animal gives its life to feed me, I, in turn, am bound to support its life. If I receive a stream's gift of pure water, then I am responsible for returning that gift in kind. An integral part of a human's education is to know those duties and how to perform them. So we are an interdependent community, and we are bound in a reciprocal relationship, and it is the giving of our time, talent, and treasures is part of how we live out that relationship. All right. At the same time, what is on my mind, and I think on everyone's mind in these times, is we're living in some discouraging, unpredictable, unsettling times. There are many serious issues that cause deep concerns. It's hard to focus and hard to know how to have an impact. We are all feeling some level of moral injury in dealing with what is going on around us. In thinking about that heavy feeling, I took guidance from an author, Margaret Wheatley, or Meg Wheatley, in response to the question of what is realistically possible for us to do in these times. She says that the difference that makes a difference now is asking, how can I support and serve the people I'm with? To find how we can be of use on a smaller scale, a local scale. I'm speaking, these are her words, I'm speaking now about the great need to create islands of sanity. I love that. That's the phrase she uses, islands of sanity. And she goes on to say, she says, we can't stop the insanity, we can't stop the terrible destruction of war, aggression, and greed. So we have to prepare where we are. We have to prepare where we can to create these islands of sanity. Small, healthy communities that work well together. She also uses the term conscious community as a synonym for these islands of sanity. And one description I found for conscious community that resonated with me was a dynamic and intentional group of individuals committed to aware, purposeful, and responsible living. It goes beyond shared space or interest. It's about cultivating mutual growth, empathy, and mindful connection. That description reminds me of our church. It reminds me of our UU community. Can you imagine us acting as a conscious community or an island of sanity? I appreciate all of the different intentional work that I see being done in this congregation and in partnership with other organizations like UU Faith Action, Allies in Caring, the Atlantic City Rescue Mission, Eastern Service Workers, Indivisible. We have many threads going out into our local, regional community. It seems important right now to have this community where we can share practices that lift our spirits and provide opportunities for meaningful contributions, especially because of these tumultuous times. Our congregation provides a place of refuge for us to gather strength to face the challenges in the wider world. From John Shar, a reading, "The future is not some place we're going, but one we are creating. The paths are not to be found, but to be made, and the activity of making them changes both the maker and the destination." So the last thing, as I'm thinking about stewardship this year and thinking about what's going on in the world this year and what's going on in our congregation, is that something that's very present for me in my mind is that our congregation is in search for a part-time minister. And just to be clear, we've been in search for a part-time minister for several years. So we don't know the outcome of that yet. It's one of the reasons I chose this image for the stewardship drive, welcoming possibility. I feel like we're just planting some seeds and cultivating the ground and waiting to see. We're in that in-between time, that liminal time, waiting to see what will happen. We may find a match, we may not find a match, but I want everyone to understand that we are searching and that one day, I hope, we find a match. And that will be a big change for us because we've been working lay-led for 4 years, and it will take some adjustments. It will take some opening, I believe. We've asked for your input around ministry and what you, in the form of a survey that Kit has been sending out. If you haven't done it yet, you can find it linked into the weekly emails that come out on Sunday evening. It's not too late to respond. It's been sent out also as a separate email, so you might just find it in your email box. You can ask Jess for a paper copy. Several people, when I've mentioned to them that we are looking for a minister, they wonder why, because they're happy with what we have and what we do and how we do it. And there are many answers to that question. I think the folks that are on the search team all have a different answer or highlight a different aspect. But I guess I'm going to give you mine because I'm in the pulpit today. I've been a member of this congregation since the beginning, 27 years. And in that time, we've had 7 ministers. So ministers do come and go, and each one has been different, and each one has brought different things to the congregation. But every time I felt that the congregation had more visibility and more impact in our community as a congregation when we had a minister. A minister can provide grounding in UU values and continuity in our weekly messages. A part-time minister will not preach all the time. I think we're looking at 22 services a year, means there's still plenty of room for the eclectic and mix of other speakers. So we won't lose that. The other reason I have for wanting a minister is a selfish one. As a volunteer, I've always appreciated the support and guidance a minister could provide. Okay. And the minister can help us focus on the congregational as a whole system and our development as a system. And as an organization, I think that has also been very important for us at times. All right. So again, I don't know that we'll find a match this year, but I want you to know we're planting those seeds for possibility. I hope that you can have faith in the life of our congregation changing, evolving, and that we are grounded in our shared values. I hope we can be guided by curiosity and courage and trust in one another as we explore new possibilities. And then to close, I just have a prayer or benediction to read. This is by Reverend Sarah Lawal. Life and love, holy mystery, may we hear the voice within us calling to ask what is possible, to walk to the edge, to shed the fear and need for control, and dance with the infinite for a while. May we set down the list of wrongs and hurts and see obstacles as invitations for innovation, beckoning our creativity. May we hear each other's voices of love and encouragement May we hear the cries of the world asking us who do we choose to be. May we be vessels of comfort and compassion. May we be vessels of hope and healing. May we be vessels of peace and justice. May it be so.
Please rise in body or spirit for hymn number 298, Wake Now My Senses. We will be singing verses 1, 3, and 5.
Thank you, Karen, for that uplifting message. Our closing words today are written by Jan Phillips. We are attendants at the wake of the old way, and each of us, through our actions, our thoughts, our work, and relationships, is midwifing a new world into existence. And when we come to our days with this awareness, when we fully wake up to this tremendous privilege, when we sense the oak in the acorn of our beings, then we will have the energy to move mountains and shift the tides. With this as our charge, may we return to our lives ready to make real the possibilities waiting to be born. Let's read the words together for extinguishing the chalice.
We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry on our hearts until we are together again.
Follow the sun, which way the wind blows. This day is done. Breathe in the air. Set your intentions. Dream with care. Tomorrow's a new day for everyone. A brand new moon, a brand new sun. So follow the sun, the direction latest breath. Tomorrow's a new day for everyone. A brand new moon, a brand new sun. When you feel life coming down on you like a heavy weight, when you feel this crazy society adding to the strain, take a stroll near the nearest water's edge. Remember your place. Many moons have arisen and fallen long, long before you came. So which way's the wind blowing? What does your heart say? What does your heart say? So follow the sun, which way the wind blows when this day is done.
We warmly welcome all of you who are visiting us today. Now let us share in a moment of silent reflection to consider today's message and the meaning it has in our lives.